Tuesday's tips and tricks.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Tuesday's tips and tricks. I'm Chelsea here at Scenic, and today we're going to be going off-site to join my brothers on a pond cleaning. And they're going to show us how to do it properly and some tips and tricks on how to make it a little easier for you to get it thoroughly cleaned. So let's get to it.
All right, things you're gonna need. Pond cleaning. Tub, big enough to put your fish in. This, you don't have to have. Shop vac, very helpful for cleaning the skimmer. And the upper bolt. You're gonna need nozzles, so you can get pressure. Leaf rake, we have a plastic one too if you're worried about scraping your liner. This gets the debris off the bottom. Fish tub, for transporting the fish from the pond to the thing. You need a pump and a hose, extension cords. This bad boy is an aerator. So usually we put the fish in there. We hook this thing up so they can have air. We put a net on top of that and then tie it because sometimes fish jump. Buckets for debris. And yeah, that's it.
So on top of all the things you're going to be using to clean your pond, you're going to be wanting to wear the right gear as well. So we've got gloves, we've got this little jumpsuit on here, and of course we've all got our boots on. Get your boots. First order of business, water into tub for fish.
Here go. Fish go. You usually want to wait a minute before you put it right in there because it will get sediment and stuff like that in the bottom and it will make it all dirty. Sometimes we put this water back. Judging by what's happening right now, we are not going to be doing that here.
Look at that! Algae! Ooh! This is what your fish are inside of. So we've got the tub ready to go, we've got the oxygen flowing in there, and now we're just pumping out the rest of the water, so it's easier to catch your fish when the water is very low. When you're draining your pond down, you need to remember that there is a lot of water coming out of that pond and it's got to go somewhere. So when you roll that hose out, make sure you roll it out somewhere that water can go and drain. You don't want to end up flooding your basement or having a big muddy backyard for a while.
Another thing that we use sometimes, like if you have algae that's like this, if it's real bad, while we're waiting for everything to do its thing, this is a product we sell. It's called Oxypond. It's a granular algicide, right, Chelsea? Or
yeah,
kind of like that. I will sprinkle this through it, and I'm telling you, when it makes it so much easier. And you let it sit for, you know, however long, just whenever I come to wash that. Sometimes I'll use it in the hole also. After we get all the water out, sometimes I'll sprinkle it on some of the rocks and stuff. It just depends. If you're wearing boots, you better make sure before you get in here, because we call that a day ender around here. When you step in there and it goes straight in your boot, you pretty much, it's time to go home. Okay, now we're fishing.
The nice thing about having goldfish is they're not near as fast as koi, so this part will go by real quick.
Yep.
These guys are so fat they can't move that quick.
They don't jump. And they're also tougher. Koi are very delicate, so you have to be a little more careful when you're dealing with koi. So we like it when we got goldies. It depends on the situation. Sometimes you don't move 20 of them in one bucket, but we know what we're doing. We're pros, you know.
Teamwork.
This is all water
You got one of these
from the ponds, you don't have to acclimate them.
Look at that filth. Once the fish are out, the real work begins. So you're going to start at the top and work your way down. First removing all the leaves, sticks, and debris, then switching over to your spray nozzle to spray out all the rest of the gunk and sediment, washing it all the way down to the base of the pond. All right, Shane, what are you doing?
We're going to clean out the skimmer box. Basically just suck it out with this thing.
So I'm pleased with this. Some people want to try to scrub the rocks and do all these weird things, and that's not good. You want some of this to stay behind. It's beneficial for your pond, and you're just never going to get it totally off of there. So this is a good healthy looking stream in a standard healthy looking pond. So I'm pleased with this. So now we're going to go to the bottom. Okay, so right now I'm using a leaf rake to go through the rocks and pull out, well, the leaves, but other debris. There'll be other stuff in there too. And while I'm doing this, I'm pretty pleased with the stream, but I'm just letting water run down it to totally clean it out while I do this, and then we'll start cleaning this bad boy.
To add with what Logan said, it's important to remember that your pond is a pond and not a pool. If you don't have chlorine here, it's not going to be perfectly, utterly spotless. You're going to have green. That's just the way it is. And it's beneficial for your pond to keep the algae down. While Logan's been cleaning the lower bowl, Shane's been up at the upper reservoir. So let's go up there and check it out. Shane's over here cleaning this out. Ooh, yummy. This is always where it seems to be the nastiest. Look at all those snails. Oh god. It smells delightful. So you have two options here. You can either get inside there where it's all nasty, use your hands and rake out all that doo-doo, or you can get a shop vac and vacuum it out. So that's what we're gonna do.
Over here, we've already cut everything back. You'll want to grab as much debris as you can. And then this stuff, you pretty much just let that run in there and let it run out. Now, if it fills up and it's taking real long to release or whatever, you can take a stone and pull it back, and then it will drain faster. Alright, so now we're on the bottom. We drain all the water out, take this leaf rake, and I try to just pull everything into one pile.
Keep in mind when you're using a rake that you don't want to be too rough, because you can make holes in your liner if you're not careful. Especially if you don't have rocks in the bottom of your pond, you might consider using a push broom instead.
Okay, so now we'll just go through. I usually just kind of spray to get any of the green, dirty stuff off. Then I'll take the nozzle off and we'll just kind of lay it in here and move it around. And it's kind of a cycle, getting enough water to pump out. Now what you want to do is you want to find like the highest, you probably want to start from the highest area in the bottom. Sometimes you can, like, we'll move our feet and kick rocks around like this to kind of displace stuff. But at this point, normally, I'll just lay it in and just kind of clean an area at a time. Pump out, everything good. So now we just let it fill up. When we get it deep enough, we'll put the fish back in, continue to let it fill up, and then, you know, start it up and all that good stuff. So usually after cleaning, no matter what, it's possible that after we're done cleaning, it's going to be really murky. And that'll go away in like 24 hours.
So once it fills up and all that water goes through the filter, you'll want to clean out your filter pad an extra amount, probably the next couple days as it cleans that out.
Like I'd pull it every single day and hose the pad. The pad will suck all that stuff back up. So, all right.
Last, but certainly not least, don't forget to use your pond products. Use your dechlorinator before putting your fish back in the water, and to use your good bacteria to jumpstart your pond before the algae starts to take shape. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for joining us for another Tuesday's Tips and Tricks. We hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you don't want to deal with your pond and the mess and the stink, you just call us, set up an appointment, and we'll clean it for you. Have a good week.